Oh. 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 Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. Yesterday, I shared a lot about the importance of reflection. Reflection is a catalyst to stamina. Let us invest time right now for you to mentally review what I had shared yesterday. Relax your body, enjoy breathing, and quieten your mind. Sahaviryam karavavahai. May we exert. Reflecting is like finding a reason to continue. We tend to find reasons not to continue. Reflecting helps us to find reasons to continue on this journey to joy. Shri Krishna is not sharing don'ts and do's with Prince Arjuna. Don'ts and do's are shared with children. In other words, those who have less responsibility. So you can manage that. Don't do this, do this. For all of us who have diverse and deep responsibilities, can we manage our life with these don'ts and do's? It's not possible. Shri Krishna is encouraging Prince Arjuna to personalize what he is sharing. In a technical sense, this personalization is called nididhyasana. The etymology of the word nididhyasana or contemplation is nitaram dhyaihi. Dhyaihi means it's moving in your mind. In other words, you're reflecting on it. When? Nitaram. You are perpetually reflecting on this, so this becomes part of you. Please, please, please remember, Bhagavad Gita is a subjective science. This science has to be made yours. In the last verse, the emphasis was on asti. In English, this means being. That's challenging for us to personalize because we're ever doing. So a way to reflect on this. When do you not want to do? Or when are you not doing? When you are joyous. So often I've asked you, when you're joyous, what do you want to do? Nothing. You want to be joyous. Concurrent to this feeling, though, is a sense of oneness, which is why that joy, we naturally want to share this with others. More insights into being. Being is that which doesn't change. As soon as there's change, that is not being. Being is that which is independent. In a relative sense, how do we manifest this in our lives? What doesn't change for us? Values. The value of discipline was valuable in year 1000, in year 2000, in year 3000. Discipline will never become invaluable. In a relative sense, what is independence? Being virtuous. I think the best example of that is if you had a reactive personality, but in an experience you practice being responsive, don't you feel independent? I am not a slave of this experience, another person's ego. And so we should live for values. Then there will be less change in our lives. We should live for independence. We should live with 4 virtues. We will be more independent. See how tuning into that which doesn't change and that which is independent leads us to being. And the transition that I shared yesterday was to be more of an observer. An observer is one who is not affected. An observer is one who's not dependent. I'm tightly tied to being a doer. Let me live for values and virtues. I will become a sakshi. And the next step after that, asti, being joyous. More insights into being are shared in verse 14. Na kartritvam na karmani lokasya srijati prabhuhu na karma phalasam yogam swabhavastu pravartate. We'll take the whole first line. Na kartritvam, no agency. Na karmani, no actions. Who is this referring to? Prabhuhu. Prabhuhu here means Brahman, infinity. Srijati lokasya. Infinity expressing as creation, still there is no sense of agency or actions. And we have to take the third quarter too to complete this sense. Na karma phala samyogam. Since there's no agency, there's no actions. Since there's no actions, there's no karma phala, which means results. And I like the word that Pujya Swami Chinmayananda used. There's no anxiety. Anxiety for results. The implication of what is being shared, Brahman, the infinite, is being. Infinity means inclusivity. You are included in this. So we have to lessen the sense of anxiety, the sense of doing, the sense of doership. Then why is all of this happening? Swabhava astu pravartate. All of this agency, actions, anxiety is manifesting because of swabhava. This means Maya. Swabhava equals Maya in this verse. For those who are not familiar with what Maya means, conditioning. Brahman, as if expresses through Maya, then There is doership, deservership, etc. Infinity, when it's expressed through a conditioning, all of this limitation is projected. Are we okay with this thought? I'm not really sure why I ask you that. The teaching is not going to change. But I'm checking in with you. It's like there's turbulence on a flight. What is the person supposed to do about that? But they still ask, are you all right? They can't control the turbulence. Let me share with you a framework for you to reflect on. So it's less technical. Please try to visualize in your mind Puja Swami Chinmayananda's BMI chart. Now we tend to call it that. Okay? And we're just drawing a line down the middle of this chart. At the top, Om. Beneath that, there's a V for vasanas. Beneath that is an M for mind. Beneath that is an F for feeler. And beneath that is an E for emotions. Did I say that accurately? Om, vasanas, mind, feeler, emotions. Okay? You see that line? Now let me divide this for you. Om is Purusha. Another word for Purusha, presence. And all beneath that Om, which is vasanas, mind, feeler, emotions, is Prakriti. Prakriti is synonymous with Swabhava, is synonymous with Maya. So who's the doer and deserver? It is not Purusha, it is Prakriti. Does that make more sense to everyone? Let me add one more division for you in the language we have been using. Om is existence. Then you fill in the blanks. Vasanas becomes ego. Mind becomes equipment. Feeler becomes experiences. And emotions becomes entities. Existence is projected through the ego, which projects through the equipments, which projects through experiences, which projects onto entities. Existence enlivens all that is in front of it, as if in front of it. We are fundamental. We are not that which is in front, we are that which is deeper. The big picture that Sri Krishna is trying to help us see, the theme of this chapter is sannyasa. To let go of what you are not. You are not entities. You are not experiences. You are not equipments. You are not the ego. You are existence. Like a multiple choice test, when you know these are not the answers, it helps you to know what the answer is. Okay? And as we continue this game of taboo, I'm still sensing from your eyes, what do I do? In our silence retreats, and now in our silence culture, the whole movement, I share with everyone, I try to train everyone that our lifestyles should be pure. The body should be calm. The breath, and I'm saying the breath, you are not the breath, so I'm objectifying it, the breath. I say the computer, the code. The breath should be natural. The mind should be quiet. The intellect should be still. And the ego should be silent. If our experiences, that is the lifestyle, and the equipments, body, breath, mind, intellect, if all of these settle, as they rest, we will be able to silence the ego and tune into existence. Rediscover Purusha. Be Om. From inspiration to application. A recent application was to admit that you made a mistake and to say sorry. And I shared, this very much relates to doership. That is a mistake. So we say sorry. I was reading Saloniji from Cleveland's Reflections, and one of her sorries is to Sri Krishna for her being born. And that is a deep reflection. She being born, like us, means that's more work for Sri Krishna, correct? He has to look at us, look after us. But if we're not born, we're one with him, so it's less work for him. So if you want our Bhagwan, your God, to rest more, don't be born again. Another application was for you to rate how reflective you are. Can you share your number in the chat? 1, never reflective. 100, ever reflective. 40, 65, a lot of 60s being shared. 70. I would be fascinated to be in your head to see how you determine this number. A way to do so, what is the number of times that you think about parent, map, guide, Bhagwan, Shastra, Sadguru? What is the number of times you think about that? And if that number is higher, naturally you're more reflective. Your application for this morning. For all of you who are registered in our year courses, you receive our e-newsletter. This comes twice a month. So your application is I want you to read this e-newsletter completely. It will only take a few minutes. For those to whom this is for and what I'm talking about, you know those telecommercials where they say, this offer is only available for 15 minutes. Today, until I start tomorrow, if anyone still wants to register for our 100 Steps to Infinity class, that is the most orientation-oriented class you can. You email our team. You have 24 hours to register for this class. Today, I will complete half the course. Then you will get this e-newsletter regularly. Make sense? Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be happiness.